So welcome everybody to the Martin E. Segal Theater Center here at the Graduate Center CUNY. My name is Frank Henschke. I'm the Executive Director and the Co-Director of Programs here at the Segal Theater Center. The Segal Center bridges academia and professional theater, international and American theater. And this festival is what our work is all about. This is the first day. We already had 2 really brilliant readings, also great audiences like tonight. So thank you for coming and taking time out on such a wonderful and beautiful day. Pan World Voices Festival was started by Paul Auster and Salman Rushdie. It was under the Bush years, and the idea was that there was not enough work in translation. Publishing numbers were 2 or 3% of books published were international work. Out of these, 1, 2, or 3%, 50 to 60% were French or German titles because they got the subsidies and the countries think it's important. So there was a tunnel vision, and out of it came a festival which is now 10 years, or this is the 11th. We have been for 10 years with Pan World Voices because we felt very strongly that also playwrights should be part of the conversation. They weren't at the beginning, they're most poets and short story writers and novelists, and we felt very strongly we should also have writers from around the world. This time we have a very new structure. We have 9 plays from 9 UN regions, like East Asia, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, North Africa, the Caribbean. So really a variety of voices. You will see the program, and maybe if you have the time, come to another one. These are not writers who are emerging. These are not writers whose plays are in development. This is all significant and important work. These are really masters of their work. These are one of the significant voices within the world of theater around this planet. And world music is something musicians take very serious. They listen to musicians, what they do, they influence and want to know what is going on. And perhaps in theater we can learn a little bit also from this. It is really important to hear the voices from around the world. And with me I have a great writer and director, Guillermo Calderón from Chile. Some of them you might know him from his work at the Public Theater, the Never Project. One of the great things about him, he was a student here at the Graduate Center CUNY, but more in film. In media studies, but he came to Segal events, also sat in some of the classes, and we found this all out later on. But Guillermo, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy life. Time said you're one of the geniuses of theater, right? Of the current ones. So whatever that means, but to be with us is a great honor, and that you also took time to direct the reading really means a lot to us. So thank you very, very much. And tell us a bit about what we are going to hear.
Yes, please. I want to invite the actresses. Thank you. Please sit down. Yeah, I just want to introduce you to Quisita Liberty right here. Sujin Kim. And Nadia Bowers. These are 2 plays. One is Villa, the second one is Speech. Villa and Speech were written and devised to be presented, and so they were, in former concentration camps in Santiago, in Chile. So these are site-specific. But tonight we're reading Villa, and we're going to give you, after Villa, we're going to give you just a little sample of Speech. We wanted to do it because in Speech it's relevant to show the figure of the former president of Chile, then the former president, now president back again, Michelle Bachelet. Her figure is relevant because when I wrote the play, she was out of office. She had been president for 4 years, but she was a very interesting figure in the history of our country, not only the first woman president, but also the only president that had lived in her body, so to speak, the crimes of the dictatorship, because she was a detainee and she was tortured in the Villa Grimaldi, the concentration camp, which is the subject of our play Villa. So it's we discussed what to do with that concentration camp now. It's of course a play about memory, but it's also a play about what happens with the victims now? And that's why we need to discuss the figure of this president. So we're going to give you just a little sample of that play. And then we're going to have a discussion moderated by T. Graham Jones. So we're going to be staying here for a while discussing this, if you want to stay. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, look the other way.
Thank you. No peeking.
I'm not peeking.
Hang on. It's not writing.
Yes, it was getting dry.
It's dried out. It doesn't write.
Let me see.
I need another one.
Try this.
Oh. Okay.
Damn it.
Here we go. Just a second.
She can't
I
decide.
can. Hang on. There.
Okay. Option A, 1 vote. Option B, 1 vote. And 1 ruined ballot.
Who ruined their ballot?
Hang on, someone ruined their ballot.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me either, but we can't ask who it was.
No, okay. Someone did ruin their ballot, though.
I didn't ruin mine.
Me neither.
Me neither. Someone ruined their ballot.
Well, someone's lying. That's awful.
Let's not get worked up about
But
it.
it makes it pointless.
Can I see? Marry a chihuahua?
Let's see. Marichueu.
That's a ruined ballot. We had to vote option A or option B.
Yes, but you could have written neither and not Marichueu.
Exactly, if it had been me, but it wasn't.
So why did you write Marichueu?
Listen,
Marry a chihuahua?
Marichueu. Marichueu.
Oh.
we shall triumph tenfold.
Oh, what?
Marichueo, we shall triumph tenfold. It's the rallying cry of the Mapuche tribe.
Oh, what language is that?
Mapuche Dungun, their language.
Oh, Mapuche Dungun. How funny. Marry a chihuahua.
No.
Marichueu. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Look. Okay. Look, let's put these ballots away and not look at them anymore. They didn't count because we should vote again.
Okay, hang on, it'd be better not to.
Why?
It's not worth it. The same thing will happen again.
Yes.
Why will it happen again?
The same thing will happen again.
But we've only just met. How do you know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know, I think we should have had more of a debate.
Debate? Yes.
Yes, but I have made up my mind.
About what?
About how I'm going to vote. I already voted.
Well, so did I.
Well, it's all a complete farce anyway because someone here's a big fat liar.
yes, but let's not focus on that.
Anyway, I think the person who ruined their ballot, who could have been you, that person wanted to ruin their ballot because they didn't agree with option A or option B.
But it wasn't me.
Well, it wasn't me either.
Or me.
So we better agree on something else.
Yes, I think so too.
Well, I don't.
Why not?
Because what's the point of voting if we're not going to reach a decision?
But that's what
we're saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We should discuss it and agree on something that combines both options, A and B, and settle it. The three of us approve it, and there's no need for any more voting.
I'm sorry, Alejandro, but you can't expect us all to think the same. This isn't mind control.
Mind control?
But Alejandro, you just said we should agree on something.
Did I?
You just said.
Really?
Okay, so let's vote.
Anyway, it's not about that, Alejandra. What Alejandra's saying is that we can negotiate between us and reach an agreement so we don't have to vote.
I'm sorry, Alejandro, but this isn't about negotiation. It's not some business deal.
No, of course not, Alejandro. Not a negotiation about money. It's got nothing to do with that.
No, not like business. I mean negotiations. I'm talking about something else.
Yes, but it makes me sick. It's like we're talking about selling eggs.
No, of course, yes.
Yes. Okay, well, I'll just run to the bathroom and then we'll debate.
Obviously, it was her.
What was that?
Ruining her ballot.
Why?
You can tell.
Tell what?
Everyone knows what Marichuelo means.
Not everyone, Alejandra.
So is me.
No.
But Alejandra, if you're defending Alejandra and saying it wasn't you, then you're saying it was me who ruined my ballot.
No, Alejandra, I'm saying not everyone knows what marichuelo means.
Then you know.
Yes, I knew. I said so.
Well then.
Well, not everyone knows what marichuelo means.
But Alejandra, anyone more or less on the left knows what Marichuelo means.
Well, she must not be on the left.
She doesn't seem left-wing. But she has a bit of communist youth league about her.
Left wing?
Yes, instinct.
Hang on. If she doesn't know what marichuelo means, how did she write it?
Yes, exactly, so it was you.
No, wait, no. But maybe she did write it knowing what it meant and then acted all stupid as if she didn't know what it meant.
Well, in that case, she's much smarter than I thought.
But wait, it could very well have been you who wrote marichuelo and now you're trying to trick me.
Or you're trying to trick me by blaming her.
Well, yes, could be.
This is what happens when you have a secret ballot with 3 people.
Yes.
Okay, what did that Mapuche thing mean?
We shall triumph tenfold.
Oh, I'd be happy with the Mapuche triumphing just one-fold.
Yes.
Yes?
What?
Nothing.
Shall we vote?
No!
Okay, got it. We're not gonna vote. We're gonna have a debate, avoid a repeat of last night.
Yes.
Yes. What happened last night?
I don't know. Don't you know what happened?
Me?
Yes.
Well, yes, I know, but I thought you didn't.
I don't know.
Don't you?
No.
I don't know either. I heard something, but I don't know anything.
I heard someone got beat up.
Well, yes.
Really?
What happened? Everything happened. People screaming. Yes. And sort of, well, it's just, there are lots of problems in the committee. This doesn't leave me, okay?
Of course.
You know the villa has a committee, don't you?
Yes.
No.
Well, they have a committee chosen by the survivors.
Oh, okay.
Yes, well, what happened last night was that we were deciding the same thing we are now. Option A, reconstruct the villa like it was, or option B, build a museum, and all in an open ballot.
What?
By a show of hands.
Oh, that's awful.
Yes, and it was. So we were at someone's house, and the meeting got so heated, that we all started screaming, and at one point, someone threw an abalone shell ashtray at someone else on the committee.
Who threw it?
I'm not naming names. Okay. Anyway, the person managed to turn away, so the abalone shell hit her on the shoulder blade, bounced off her, fell on the floor, and smashed. And then she went like this, with her hand on the floor, and she cut her artery here. And they put a towel over it like this, but then she sort of recovered and kicked the person who threw the shell at her like this, bash! But she misjudged it, and she hit a little old lady like this, here on the chin. This one, she had her mouth open, and she cut her tongue off with her teeth, and spat out a chunk of tongue, all covered in blood, onto the floor. So then they said, enough bloodshed now. As a committee, we've hit rock bottom, so it would be best for a special commission to decide between option A and option B, us. And we'll all stick to what the special commission, us, decides and be done with it. Because they voted at least 8 times and there was no majority. Over and over and over again, 4 o'clock in the morning. And they still couldn't decide whether to build a museum in the villa or to reconstruct the villa. And well, I do understand because it was all a bit much. And people were in tears saying, how is it possible? This whole business is really, really depressing. Because these people, of course, they're always talking about unity and they have such strong political ideas and so much history, but it was all a bit much. I felt terrible by the end, between feeling depressed and wanting to beat the shit out of someone.
That's why I think it's best to decide by discussing it instead of voting.
Have you ever beaten the shit out of someone?
Not yet.
Gosh.
So why are we the commission?
I don't know, but it's heavy.
Yes, very heavy.
Yes.
Yes, weird.
Okay. Alejandra, can you defend option B?
The museum, yes, but in my own words.
Of course.
And I can defend option A, reconstructing the villa.
Okay, what about you, Alejandra?
No, when Alejandra's finished, I'll be like the chairman.
Oh, okay.
Okay then.
But just because someone's defending something, it doesn't mean she supports the option she's defending.
No, of course not.
No, but you still have to defend it like with conviction, just the same.
Yes, of course.
Of course, be careful though, because sometimes you can say something you're not convinced of, but you say it like clearly. You hear yourself saying it, you end up convinced of something you didn't think before just because you've heard it so much. For example, you might say, I don't love you anymore, I don't love you anymore, I don't love you anymore, and damn it, one day I don't love him anymore, even though I might love him deep down, and then I'm beating myself up, beating myself up, I loved him. But why did I convince myself I didn't love him? Because I heard myself so much saying I didn't love him and I was angry, and now he's gone. He's left because I said I didn't love him, but I did love him, and now he's gone to the north, and now he's with some big boob blonde from some other country who says she loves him.
Yes.
But that's private.
Personal.
Oh,
Yes, that's never happened to me.
no, of course, me either. Ready? Go ahead.
Okay, option A. Let me sit there. Okay, well, I'm going to defend the reconstruction of the villa. They should rebuild the house they demolished when they did everything they did. Look, it's very simple. Everyone knows there came a time when they...
Who?
The military. The guards from the villa, okay? There came a time when they said, enough's enough. We've killed lots of people now. I feel like having a seventh day. Plus, I feel like a sadistic marquis. I don't know, something's wrong with me. I want to feel love again when I make love. I don't want sex with strangers anymore. I want romance. And so they said, enough. We'll close the barracks now and we'll walk away whistling. But no, Colonel. If we leave the villa locked up or covered up with branches, they might find it anyway. We might get caught. Some Swedes or Dutch might come and say, hey, look at this house. This looks like the Red House. This looks like the Terra Nova Barracks. It looks like the secret villa. And they'll go in, and they go around like this with a magnifying glass, and they'll say, look, a hair. Look, a drop of blood. Shit, look, a silent silence. Everything that happened must have happened here. Let's see. Shit. Look, Rolf. What is it, Rick? This thing's got electricity. Yes, I see it all now. And they'll say all this in French. Yes, I'm sure now that this place is the scene of the crime. This is the Indian burial ground. This is the center of injustice. This is the villa of misery. So then they'll call up New York and they'll say, okay, hello? It looks like we found the black hole. And then everyone in the world will know that the lion's a bloodthirst, the lion. And if that happens, the general will hear that the whole world knows now, and he'll feel sort of ashamed, and he'll feel a bit like misunderstood. That's why, Colonel, to save ourselves a headache, the best thing is not to leave clues for the Swedes or the Dutch. I have an idea, Captain. We could burn this house down. No, Colonel, better demolish it. Better raze it all to the ground. What about the rubble? We could throw it into the sea. Good idea. And so they closed it and burned it and demolished it. And they threw it into the sea because they wanted the perfect crime. But well, what happened? Time passed. And one day, years later, we're out for a walk and we say, look, who? Us. And hey, look, climb up on that brick wall. Look, yes, it must have been here. Yes, this looks like where I said, just kill me. Why don't you just kill me? Yes. And we go up to one of the neighbors. Excuse me, miss. Do you remember if there was a zoo here? Like trying to get at the truth by lying? And the woman says, no, ladies, not a zoo. This was where the top secret rape and extermination center called the Terra Nova Barracks used to be. An oven of pure mystery, a field of pure evil. Goodness, the old woman was really informed. Turns out she was in the ultra-left youth league in the 80s.
In the 80s?
Yes. Well, thank you, miss. Thank you very much.
And why didn't she say anything before?
I don't know, but what can we do? And then a phone call. Hello, priest. Hello, girls. We found the villa. Tell the Swedes. Tell the Dutch. And while they're on their way, we climb up onto the wall, and there's nothing there. There's like a demolition. The tower isn't there. The torture houses aren't there. The mansion isn't there. There's nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. They took everything away. It's like a perfect crime. So then time just passes, and we shall overcome. One day there's like a little bit of democracy, and you feel like the villa isn't as much of a scandal as we thought it was going to be. And someone says, girls, this can't be a perfect crime. People have to be scandalized by this. What if we rebuild it? Good idea. If I had money, I'd rebuild the thing so the Swedes and the Dutch know and say, aha, this was it. It was here. If I had money, I'd rebuild everything with every irrelevant detail. Not just the actual architecture of the mansion itself, but the swimming pool of water too. The trees of the earth, the garden of roses, the silence, the terrible smell, the screams, the chains, the earth, the garden of roses, the silence. And I'd create a fake oldness. I'd paint the walls with muddy water, with another palette of colors in the background, tones like sepia. And I'd buy all the paraphernalia. I'd buy a metal bed. I'd buy cables and sockets. I'd buy uniforms. I'd buy the smell of shit to create a sort of realist Disneyland reality. So people would feel like they're feeling what the people who felt must have felt. And we'd make the people who visit feel like prisoners. We'd make them wait. We'd ask them their names. We'd separate the women from the women. Anyway, we'd make them suffer. I'd find some survivors from the original villa so they could be like guides to hell, like Virgil. And I'd ask those guides to pause in the places where they were locked up or where they screamed the most, how they couldn't keep talking or how they survived solitary. And they'd say slowly, "This was the place where I saw that woman last. She said to me, if you get out alive, tell my mother that the little orange fish from the fountain tastes like banana."
What woman?
The guide's girlfriend. And she also said to me, "Build the party back up and kill all of those soldiers." And I answered, "Yes, I promise." And then the guide could do like another pause and then say to them, "But I only..."
Say to who?
To the visitors. "But I only managed to keep half my promise. Still, one day I'll keep the other half." Meaning the half about killing all the soldiers. And some people might laugh at that because it's a joke, because he won't do it. And that might make them laugh a bit. And that laughter, deep down, it will divide the audience. Because on one hand, there's people who say, "I agree with you. I'd kill all the soldiers too." And on the other hand, there's people who find laughter offensive. People who don't agree. The people who say, "Of course this person is heard and he has the right to fantasize about killing, but we don't agree with it." Those people. Well, fine, understandable, audience divided, but still, we move forward with the guide, sliding down the slide of emotions that is the reconstructed villa. Here, you cry. Come through here you feel rage. Here, you're indignant. Here, you squeeze your boyfriend's hand tight. Here, you feel like cold between your legs. Here, you say, 18 years? In the mouth? I don't believe you. And then later, those people will say, "Hello? I've just been to the villa. You have to go. They rebuilt it. It looks a little fake, like it's from TV. They painted the walls with muddy water. It's so powerful. You have to go. You have to go." Yes, free. And they rebuilt the whole villa just how it was. That is so powerful. It's powerful because it's just the same. Yes, they hung them up by their hair. They made them betray each other. They had a manual with the eagle of the Republic on it. I'm still in shock. Going to the rebuilt villa is the best thing that could have happened to me in my life.
Excellent.
Yes. Very excellent.
Okay. 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 Over to you, Alejandra.
Okay. Hold on though, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom.
What just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. You said.
Oh, what did I say?
What?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you notice?
Notice what?
No?
Notice what?
No.
You didn't notice?
No, did you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That face.
What face?
The face she made when you said you'd be happy with the Mapuche triumphing just one fold.
Did I say that?
Yes.
When?
Before.
Oh, when I came back from the bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't see?
See what?
The face she made?
No, what face did she make? Could you do it this way? That face?
Yes, like saying, okay, so Alejandro didn't know what Marichue was?
Ah.
Yes.
It means we shall triumph tenfold.
Did you know?
No, I don't know any Mapuche words.
Don't you?
No.
Oh. But everyone on the left knows what that means.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, shall I?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so, option B, okay? I'm going to defend the museum. Look, it's very simple. I think they should build a new museum in the villa, an enormous one. And I know lots of people could say, look, the villa is an open-air museum already. Yes. But a museum is something else. A museum is a big white box. Well, exactly. The museum has to be white because it's going to be in the foothills of the Andes. And it has to be like snow. In other words, white. And it has to look nice. Why nice? I know it's a complex issue. Well, I say we can't be sad and ugly all our lives. No. We can't be frozen in time. We have to shed our skin and climb out of our shells like snails. We need clean faces and new underwear. And this resurrection could perfectly well be a museum of painful memories, but a nice one. Passers-by should stop and look and say, you know, look, there used to be a house of horrors here, and now there's a contemporary art museum. It's so modern. Intriguing. Want to go in? Okay, look, these are depressing things, but depression is also part of contemporary art. Look, it's nice. And it's got central heating. It doesn't have paraffin stoves. I can take off my traditional handmade sweater. And it's got 4 floors with lots of windows and a lawn on the roof. It's so sustainable. And white? New hospital? No, miss. It's the Museum of the Villa.
Who said that?
The lady at the door. Okay, and what else is there inside? Keep walking. Inside there is death and life. That's why I said a hospital. Well, miss, it looks like a hospital, but it's a museum. Go on in. Thank you. So why is it so white? Well, to break away a little from the aesthetic of pain. Well, I find white really painful. Oh, well, miss, that's private. Personal. So then you go in and there's a white room with a black and red banner that says, those who died here were Marxists. Okay, powerful, intriguing. That gives you an idea of what's in store. Because of course you're in a museum which is like white on the outside, sort of with mirrors, like an international architecture competition, which is basically the aesthetic of modern day capitalism. And you say, this is so contradictory. Intriguing, okay. And then you go into the museum sort of wanting to know who were these Marxists who died. And then they put you in a room with tables covered in Mac computers with music like that. And you can sit at the Macs and see lists of all the people who came to the villa and died. And you can click on a name and everything about that person appears. Photos of her, her family, who her boyfriend was, whether she liked edible seaweed, if she liked to come home eating the bread when she was sent out to do the shopping, and so on. And if you double click on villa, click, a description comes up of everything that actually happened to her in the villa. Click who she hugged, click who she spoke to, click who she helped, if she liked singing, if she sang or she didn't sing. Okay, and then you see that, and then you do another double click, and on an icon that says, what happened? And a video comes up of the testimony of the family describing everything. Click, when they arrested her. Click, how they beat her. Click, and if they found her wrapped in newspaper, or if they didn't find her, and if they killed her, how she died. Click, how they found out. Click, how they cried. Click, how they'll be sad forever. And if she came out alive, they say how she was left sterile, or if she became an alcoholic, or if she has wonderful children now. And that's it. If you do click, menu, scroll down, double click, click, on an icon that says the road not taken. You see what the family and friends think would have happened if nothing had happened to her, if she'd never been in the villa. So you see, with multimedia, of course, that this man would have been a bicyclist or a marathon runner. Click, look, this girl would have been a concert musician, and she would have had 2 violinist daughters, and she'd have braided their hair. Click, look, this man would have been fragile like a kite. Click, look, this girl would have been good at playing paddleball at the beach. Click. Okay, so all the dreams, possibilities, the road not taken, okay. And then the idea is that the people see this and they understand that it didn't happen, that it's all imagined, that it never happened. And then you get all depressed and turn off the Mac, clack, and you walk, and you go up the 2nd floor, another room where there's nothing except for a canvas that says bread, work, justice, freedom. Okay, intriguing. 3rd floor, a room full of photos, lots of photos, lots of faces. What a lot of hair. What a lot of happiness. What happened to all that hair? The wind blew it away. It was gone with the wind. And more photos, graduation photos, party photos, passport photos, a photo on the beach with friends, a photo saying, don't look at me, a photo saying, I don't like photos because I come out looking ugly in them, a photo with a handkerchief on your head, a photo in clothes that used to smell a bit, a photo with your hair parted on the other side, borrowed dress, okay, click, flash, there, you look lovely. This photo is so you don't forget me. But they don't know, the prisoners, they didn't know that one day they would pass through the Villa of Death and these photos would end up being museum photos, and that these happy photos are now so depressing. I'm happy because you were once alive, but my God, you were cut off so young, you never grew up. You had pretty hair. And then the 4th floor, you go into a room that has a fenced off area in it. Weird. And inside the area, there's a dog, a German Shepherd, and you say, a dog? Oh, because the guards were dogs? Maybe, intriguing. And there's the dog, sort of friendly, walking around, not realizing in his doggy mind that he's part of a contemporary art installation. Okay, and hopefully there'll be animal rights protests. Free the dog! Free the dog! Animals not to blame! Yeah, and where were you when they were keeping the humans prisoner? Of course they want to protect the dog because the dog is a de-ideologized dog. But if the dog said, Marxist-Leninism is the cornerstone of philosophy, long live Lenin, Engels, and Karl Marx, I promise you, half of those protesters would say, well, the dog made a choice. I have no need to be defending anti-system dogs. This dog looks like a German Shepherd, but doubtless it's a working German Shepherd. One of those working dogs who demanded to be buried with a copy of the Communist Manifesto on their chest. Those dogs, I don't care if they kill it now. But of course, we'd never abuse the German Shepherd, not at all. We'd have a kennel with several dogs in the backyard of the museum. Then we'd put them in the installation one at a time, just for a couple hours. With a shift system and food like a human person. The dogs would suffer less than a police dog, the ones they make addicted to cocaine and then stop giving it to them. Okay, but why a dog? Oh, shit, oh, well, because they raped them with dogs. Yes, with dogs, and that says it all. Yes, and that's where it ends. So, you say, what is this museum trying to say to me? Oh, it said to me that we shouldn't have illusions. We're awakened to the pain. This is the world we live in, and we're not going to deny it. We're going to inhabit it. We're going to build our minority here, and we're going to build it with pure dignity, and that dignity will be lovely.
Mom, I went to the Villa Museum. You have to go. It's beautiful. It's full of contemporary art, but it's a contradictory experience. Mom, they raped them with dogs. Yes, I know. They're just dogs, seriously. Of course I cried. Yes, and in one part there was some Mac Pros, and you went click, click, the right click, menu click, and you saw what people imagined could have happened if the villa had never been there, the road not taken, and it was heavy, and I don't know why, but it made me want to be a Marxist. And I'm so angry, Mom. I feel guilty for being alive. It's weird. I feel like materialist and dialectical, but it's lovely. Go! It's got central heating. Clack.
Okay, very good. Excellent.
Really, Alejandro?
Yes.
Thank you. And it's funny because I don't believe hardly anything of what I just said.
Really?
Yes.
Good, excellent.
Yes, very good.
Well, I think the best thing
Hang on,
is
Alejandra, I'm chairing this. Go on.
well, maybe the best thing is to do a combination. Build a big museum.
A white one?
Yes, and put the House of Horrors inside.
Okay, why do you call it the House of Horrors?
Because it's like a House of Horrors. Like you walk through it along a dark corridor and people jump out and shout boo.
Oh.
Like a theme park.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, no.
What do you mean no?
I just think we should do one thing or the other, because if you do a mixture like that, then it's not an ultra-modern museum or a House of Horrors either.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, let's vote then.
Well, no, Alejandro, we did say we'd come to an agreement.
No, because obviously I'm in favor of the House of Horrors, option A, and you're in favor of the mixture between A and the Museum B, and Alejandra is for Marichueyu.
I didn't ruin my
Of
ballot.
course you did. Oh, let's vote.
So why do you like the House of Horrors now?
Well, because I don't like the museum idea.
Well, I like the museum
Oh,
idea
for
a
goodness
bit.
sake.
Why? Don't you like Marichueyu?
No, the House of Horrors, I'm sorry, but look, I'm sorry for changing, but that's the way I am. I like the museum now. And not because I want it to be like a nice museum. What I like is that you can put things inside, right? Historic things, data, the Mac computers and stuff like that, and things that are nice, like art. because artistic art gives meaning to the thing in the end.
To what?
To what happened in the villa, to what happened. Yes, because this is such a big thing that it can't be understood. There's no justice, okay? So art does what art does, and, well, you know what I mean. Don't make me explain it.
It's just that it's not clear what art does.
Art like the installation with the German Shepherd?
That's art, yes, but no. Because I think the thing with the dog is going too far.
Right.
Why do you think it's too much?
Because it's so obvious. How can you have a dog there in the museum?
But I like the thing with the dog.
Well, that's because it's your idea.
Exactly.
Well, but you know the thing about the dog, it's just that it's too painful to put a dog in there. Because it's true. Because it was true. And you have to have respect for the people who actually went through the villa and are going to see it. And no, it's too much.
But it was too much. What happened in the villa? Why do you want to soften it and take the dog away?
Because it's too obvious. It's too gimmicky.
Well, let it be gimmicky. Life is gimmicky. What you want is to imprintify the villa.
Imprintify?
Make it prettier.
Oh, it's just that you can't put the people who visit the villa in the same situation as the people who are prisoners there, because in the first place, it's impossible. And in the second place, because it puts you, the museum, the villa, us, in the position of infringing violence. And that's like scary. Turning things around and ending up taking revenge on the people who are going to see it.
But it's not about that. It's about you going to see the story of the villa. It's bound to be something frightening. So you can't expect it to be pretty and nice and artistic. It has to be powerful and painful. And if you have to put a Shepherd German in there, you do.
German
You
Shepherd.
just can't. A museum can't not suggest something and just have a house of pain hanging from a cross like Jesus.
But how is that not suggesting something?
What? I'm confused.
You said I wasn't suggesting
Why did I
anything.
say that? Because it doesn't suggest anything. Listen, I don't know what I said.
No, hang on. You said that putting the House of Horrors there on its own is like not bringing anything to the thing because it's pure pain and doesn't suggest anything.
Yes, that's it. And it doesn't suggest anything because...
But what I suggested is a mixture of House of Horrors and museum.
What?
Hang on. Alejandra, look. Whether you put an art museum combined with a House of Horrors or not, combined with a House of Horrors, it's still prettying the thing up. It's putting a thing there like, oh, what a pretty museum, so artistic, what a pretty nude, what a pretty scream. I went to the villa, so pretty, oh, how lovely. I left there feeling sort of better, like I'd been to a park for peace. Well, no, I do think I agree with Alejandra on this. People have to go to the villa and come back, shit. Terrible, it's frightening, Mom, I want to die, Mom, I don't want to ever go there again, clap.
Exactly, and also art, if you put art in there, you kill two birds with one stone. On the one hand, you can have someone being electrocuted on an iron rack.
Well, you just said you want a House of Horrors and a museum.
Yes, I know.
Oh, please, that's exactly what you said.
Hang on.
Alejandra, if you want to put something terrible in there, then put someone on a fake electric torture rack so that everyone comes out really terrified.
All right, let's do that.
No, okay, no.
Why not? Didn't we agree?
Not about that. You can't put someone on a fake torture rack.
Not me.
No.
Well, no, you can't put someone on a fake rack because you just can't. Because it's so terrible that it's not right. Because it's always going to look fake. It won't even look close to what it's actually like to be electrocuted. So if you do that and it doesn't look as terrible as it was, then that imprintifies the experience and it never gets to the level of the thing.
Well, then we better do nothing.
Exactly.
We can do the thing with the dog.
But that's still an art installation, Alejandra.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Hang on, but you were going to say something else, Alejandra.
What?
That if you put art there, it kills two birds with one stone.
I don't remember.
Two birds.
Oh, yes, okay. That. The same thing that you said. If you put art in there, on the one hand, you can have someone on the rack, the dog, terrible things. But on the other hand, you can also put a work of art up, something pretty. But that way, you could read into it that in the end, beauty triumphed. The human spirit triumphed. Peace triumphed. When actually, the truth is, there is no salvation here or anything. Women die here, raped and covered in dog shit.
All right, enough about the dog.
I'm sorry, I never thought the thing about the dog would be so important.
Yes, okay, so in that case, the museum's a no.
No, I don't think so.
So we'll go with the House of Horrors?
No, not for me.
Oh.
Why?
No, because it's so fake.
But you said you liked the House of Horrors.
Did I say that?
Yes!
No. Alejandra suggested the House of Horrors, but now she says it's a fake.
I know, it is fake, but what if it's a good reconstruction with all the details?
What? The House of Horrors.
A good reconstruction?
No, because the more it looks like the original, the more fake it will seem. That's what you were said before you contradicted yourself, Alejandra. But people will say, oh, what a House of Horrors. that must have been like this, but it was much worse. You'd have to put, I don't know, real soldiers.
But that's impossible.
Exactly, so it's better to do nothing.
It's always more powerful to just imagine it.
Yes.
No.
No?
Well, no, because if you read the testimonies, right, the Truth and Reconciliation Report and all that, you feel something, you feel rage, but that rage is nothing like the real experience. So because of that, I say, again, instead of making something fake, it's better to do nothing.
But if the House of Horrors is impossible and you don't like the museum, what then? What?
I like both of them a bit.
Me too, it's like an inner contradiction.
Yes.
Yes.
Shall we vote?
No.
No, look. Let's start again. Let's imagine a different museum.
Not a museum.
Why not?
We just decided against a museum.
Well, we did.
Anyway, why another museum?
What do you mean another museum?
There already is another museum.
Where?
Downtown.
Which one?
The new Museum of Memory.
Oh.
That's like option B, Alejandra. It's a museum. It's so pretty, white. It has art. It has testimony. It doesn't have a dog. You can take children of all ages.
Yes, but that's a museum of memory. They built it to cover the whole theme of the weight of history.
No, Alejandra, the museum is just a politically correct new leftist vision of history. You can smell the injustice of it from across the street. It tries to pretend it's all over, like the wounds are all healing, like we're all so united as a country and we can spend money on a museum of memory that looks like a contemporary art museum.
Maybe, but it's a very, 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 very respectable vision. And it's a serious attempt to make the whole country see that the issue is recognized.
No, Alejandra, it's a very specific vision that the president...
Oh, no.
What?
No, stop now.
What
no.
is it?
No, don't touch my fucking
Don't touch
president.
a fucking president.
I'll touch what I like. She's not your president. She belongs to the whole country.
No, show some respect.
Yes, show some
We'll
respect.
talk about the president later.
Yes.
Alejandro, put that Avenue Michelle down. Okay. Sit down. Good. Okay. Okay, look. We can criticize the Museum of Memory all we like, but it's a museum that...
There are lots of people who process what happened in different ways.
But that museum's like an endpoint because it gives the impression that what has happened is over. The truth is, it isn't over, and here nothing has happened. I'd rather there was no museum. I prefer that it had never happened at all. I'd rather still be marginalized and bitter. Now other people say, now the dirty commies have their museum. They wanted to spend money, didn't they? Well, now they have their white box. But they better not forget to tell the whole story properly. The villa was only there because you wanted nationalized copper and free milk in schools. Tell the whole story. That's what they say now.
That is partly true.
I don't agree.
We better just not build anything.
But I like feeling angry. It makes me feel like myself.
Yes, so do I. But feeling sad.
She said angry.
Yes, angry.
Yes.
Being angry it's not, I don't want to live my whole life like a dog.
So have we reached an agreement?
To do nothing,
I'm clear what I'm voting for.
but we're not going to vote.
But talking didn't work.
Yes, it did.
Oh, for
What if the villa stays as it is?
Like it is now?
Yes.
No.
No, it's just, wait. Look. When the old regime ended, there was no president running to the villa saying, let me in. Was it here? It can't be, no, Father forgive us. From this moment on, this will be the new belly button of the world, the epicenter of justice. This place, in this country, no cumbia shall be danced, no schools shall be built, no cloths shall be embroidered until the problems of this villa are solved. But no, that never happened. There was no president kneeling or clutching a fistful of earth saying, I swear that this shall not pass into history as if it were a one-night stand. Here we shall build a white museum. No, we better build a house of horrors here. No one said that. What they said was, we'll aim to see justice done, but gosh darn it might not be possible. So this deserted villa was left empty until the traumatized people came back. The beaten, the former prisoners, the survivors, the kicked, the enlightened, the untouchables, the chosen ones, the enraged. And they came in and said, let's do something with the villa. Okay, but we have no money. No, we don't even own the real estate. So they started, little by little, to plant roses here and violets there. And they swept. And they brought together other survivors and said to them, can you speak? No, I don't want to talk about that. I'm kind of traumatized. Okay then. No, please, no. All right, maybe. I don't know, well, I remember that this is where the torture houses were. Yes. The tower was here. The Iron Maiden was here. All the plants and animals were here. Just birch trees and sparrows, really. There were evenings and nightfalls, but no dawns. And that's how they started rebuilding the park, from memories. Little by little, with no master plans, and making mistakes, like in love. And this was the result. A strange mix of styles from the end of the century. A pastiche, collage, potpourri mix. Everyone doing their part. I nail, you paint, he digs. We're all in charge. And one day, there was a park. And this park was a park for peace, full of mosaics made of broken floor tiles, little wooden houses, a lawn, pavement, and a pond. Symbolic symbols. A great mysterious puzzle. And that's it. Okay? Do you like it? Yes. I mean, it's a start. It's a monument to the collective, to the people organizing. And it grew little by little because no one ever gave us anything. It's crazy. Like our national history. That's why it's a bit like a graveyard. Who'd have thought Chile's very own Pompeii would be in a humble park? No one. Well, that's why I think now it's best for everything to stay the same. So the villa tells that story. The story of not being very important. And it's not that I think that the villa is wonderful. No, we did what we could with what we didn't have. And it's no small thing. They built a wall of names which says all the names. All dead. You can find your aunt and say, look, my aunt's got her full name. Second name, Dolores. That means pain. Poor thing. She might not like it, but she's stuck with it for eternity. In pain. And all this with a low-budget look. In some ways, it's like we're in the 1980s. Yes, it has to be left as it is, because it looks like a wasteland. It looks like a park that's been occupied, a house that's been demolished. You get there, and it's like there's no one there. Like, it's an abandoned village. And there are some people who walk around, they think just like we do. Some are the guides, they're the survivors, men with mustaches, women in white. Look, a guide. He's a chosen one. He's a saint. He's a ghost of pain and untouchable. Of course, you could say, like, you don't understand any of it, but everything that was done by people with so much care. They took care of the little plants. They planted the lawn, and they look after the swimming pool. There's a swimming pool where they say, this is where the guards' children swam. Imagine it. Some of the guards brought their families to the villa on summer holidays, like it was holiday camp. And those children are grown up now, and they say, I have childhood memories. My dad brought me to the secret rape and extermination center named the Terra Nova Barracks. The water was lovely. If you peed in the water, it turned red. And in the villa, there's also a little house with the rails they tied the prisoners to throw them into the sea. Captain, we have to hide the bodies. Do you think, General? Yes. What if the Swedes and Dutch come? I think you're right. We could throw them into the sea. I don't think so. They'll float. And what if we tie them to railway rails so they sink into the sea? The sea is calm. They'll sink. They won't be found. They'll disappear. Good idea. And that's what they did. But years later, one body slipped off of its rail and floated up. And one day, we were walking along that big beach and we said, look, the sea is calm. Calm is the sea. Wait, look. Isn't that the body of a dead, disappeared prisoner floating towards the big beach? Yes, shocking, but it's actual history. And later we take a deep breath and go to the bottom of the sea and we find a reef covered in rails. Well, so what shall we do with the rails? They're like a shroud of Turin. Let's take them to the villa and shape them into a cube so it looks like a contemporary art sculpture. So that's what we did, and there it is. Well, it's true. It's enough to write a tragedy. Well, I say the villa should stay like that. It's sort of poor, but it does tell the story of the survivors so well. And that's how you weigh the fact that we live in a graveyard, that we've been asleep, that the whole country is built on top of a villa. Yes, so we better leave it as it is.
Totally agree.
Totally.
Do you?
Yes, totally. Leave it as it is.
Yes, good.
Really?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. So now I'll call them and tell them we've decided to leave it as it is.
Okay.
Okay, and also, could you tell them that with all the money that's not going to be used, they could build a giant underground space to put the Mac computers in?
What?
Yes, what we talked about, so they can bring school children in to see and leave traumatized, what we talked about.
Well, no.
No, Alejandra.
Why not?
No, Alejandro, we just reached an agreement.
I realize that, but I'm just saying that we should build an underground room with Mac computers to spend the money on something.
No, because that way the villa ends up being a front for your underground museum.
So, you two say we should give the money back.
Yes.
How much money is it?
26 million.
Pesos?
Euros.
Jesus.
How much?
Yes. Yes. We have to use that money.
So why are we the commission?
At least accept the idea of the underground museum.
Never.
Shit. Never.
Yes, damn it.
Yes.
So there's no decision?
No.
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 Shit.
So that's it.
I'm going to the bathroom. Anyway, the villa's not a villa anymore. It doesn't look poor. It's a nature garden.
Shit.
Is she in charge?
I don't know.
Because she acts like she's in charge.
She said she was from the committee.
Yes.
And did you see when she said she felt like beating the shit out of someone?
Yes.
Yes.
And how come she's from the committee?
I don't know.
She's very young.
Yes, like us.
How old are you?
33.
Me too.
Oh.
Obviously, she's the one who wrote Marichueo.
Yes, because she didn't know what it meant.
And when you went out, she said it was you and that you were acting stupid.
Backstabber.
But I said to her, there are people on the left who don't know what Marichueo means.
We shall triumph 100-fold.
Tenfold.
Tenfold? Gosh, you see, I don't know.
Obviously.
Yes.
And she pretends she's all confused, not being able to decide, and now she wants everything to stay the same.
No, it's terrible.
Yes.
I'm going to the bathroom.
I'm so glad you came back. She said you voted Marichueo.
No, why?
Because I asked her if she'd ruined her ballot, and she said no, but she was tired of everyone suspecting her. And that you were acting like you're in charge because you're from the committee. And how is it possible for you to be on the committee when you're so young and indecisive? And that most likely the person who broke that abalone shell was you. And that she's scared if she says to you that you voted Marichueo, you'll beat the shit out of her.
Why?
Are you alright?
No.
Okay. Let's start again. Listen. What's the proposal you liked best out of all of them?
Why?
Hold on.
Mine.
Exactly.
Leave it how it is.
Yes, okay. And then I said we have to use all that money.
And I said not.
Quiet.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. So let's forget the money for now. Let's forget it. Because, okay, I know that you, Alejandra, don't like the underground thing.
No.
Okay, good. You don't like it. But you do like it, Alejandra.
Yes.
Okay. And so do I. Shall we vote?
No.
Please.
But we're going to win, Alejandra.
No.
Look, Alejandra, I love you very much.
But you've only known me for half an hour.
Yes, it's just a figure of speech.
Okay.
But look, I'm talking and coming to an agreement didn't work because this conversation has become extremely aggressive. It doesn't show, but
What?
she threatened me with an abalone shell.
When?
Calm down.
Yes. Yes. Okay. This is like what happened last night now. So it's better to vote, Alejandra. 2-0, you and me, and we win, and that's that. We're going to win. The villa will stay how it is now, and with an underground museum.
No, Alejandra.
Stay out of it. What's the matter?
I want to leave. Okay, let's vote.
Good.
This is wrong. This is wrong.
Wait, enough. It's a majority vote, Alejandra.
2-1.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, I see, fine, let's vote.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But which option shall I vote for?
It's a yes or a no. If you don't agree, you vote no.
Oh, I can vote no, good.
Yes. Perfect.
Although I do like the yes option a bit.
What?
Just that, I don't like it, but I do like it a bit.
Do you see what she's doing?
What am I doing?
It's mind control.
Why?
When Alejandra went to the bathroom, you tore her to shreds because she didn't like the House of Horrors.
Me?
Really? Yes.
No.
Leave it. It doesn't matter.
I never.
Didn't
It
you?
doesn't matter. I said it doesn't matter. Let's just vote.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. One vote yes. One vote no. And one vote Marichiwe. Okay.
One of you lied.
Changing your mind isn't lying.
Calm down.
Isn't it?
No, lying is writing Medicaid on all your votes.
I didn't write marriage.
Calm down. I know what I voted for, and it's not Marichiweu. And if I say what I voted for, the person who didn't vote Marichiweu out of you two will know it was from the other one, and no. I'd rather no one know. Okay.
It's best to say. We know it wasn't Alejandra.
And how do we know it wasn't you?
Because it wasn't me, Alejandra.
It wasn't?
No.
So it was you.
No. But maybe it was. Yes. Maybe it was me. Yes. It's better to have some doubt, because if not, we're gonna end badly.
Let's sit down.
Yes. I understand it now.
What?
What happened last night?
What happened?
The fight.
Oh, yes. And supposedly we're the special commission of serious people.
Just imagine.
Imagine what?
Shut up, mind control.
Why is she calling me mine?
Okay, quiet.
The villa. I'd like the villa to cause everyone pain. I'd build an obelisk, enormous, visible from all around, and I'd paint it pink and blue. And on the top, I'd put a neon sign that says, Villa.
That's funny.
Why?
The obelisk. It's funny. The comedy doesn't work in the villa. No. Because the villa is something completely sad and solemn. It's not funny. Because this is serious, and we at least owe the dead and the survivors respect enough to take them seriously. Because it is not acceptable for people to think they can go and laugh at the villa. The villa is not funny.
I don't agree.
I'm sorry, have you seen me laughing, Alejandra?
Maybe.
Oh, no, sorry. No, calm down.
But I don't agree. Let me, Alejandra. That's what you said. Everyone reacts differently, so to this. So you can't use the villa to impose your vision. It's best to leave it on how it is, empty, not suggesting anything. And if someone wants to laugh, let them laugh. Or if they want to cry, let them cry. But there are some people who like to stay traumatized forever. For example, I was raped once. And of course, sometimes I laugh. Sometimes I don't. But when I tell my boyfriend, if I still had a boyfriend, he goes all, Father, forgive us. And I end up consoling him.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, so this boyfriend is mentally programmed to feel sad. But I'd rather he said to me, how terrible, and ask me, are you traumatized? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Today, yes. So with all due respect, the villa should be like me, flexible. And that's why, now that I think about it, I get rid of everything. Leave it bare.
Leave the villa bare.
Okay.
Bare.
Yes.
Take all the buildings away.
I don't know, did I say that?
Take the trees away?
Yes.
Maybe,
Yes, strip the place bare.
maybe.
That might be a bit dry.
We could plant a lawn.
Just a lawn?
Yes, like a field of grass.
Oh.
Yes, and nothing else.
So you go in and think. You take your sandals off and you imagine. Oh, I imagine a Terra Nova barracks. I imagine them electrocuting a prisoner.
You imagine.
Oh, nice.
Yes. But isn't that like suggesting nothing?
No, not at all.
It is. It's like saying deciding what to do with the villa is so impossible that it's better for each person to imagine it for themselves.
For it all to be here, in the heart.
But that's a brain. That's what I mean.
They'd have to put up a sign saying no soccer though.
Okay.
And it'd have to say beware of the bees.
Okay. Because where there's grass, there's bees.
And on this field,